Welcome back. Now, in this second part of the show, we chat with a young man who is a TV presenter, radio presenter, an actor, and above all, a musician. Here is Anto New Soul.
4 o'clock in the morning, before the dawning, before I'm yawning, yeah. My phone is ringing, people SMSing.
Anto New Soul wears many hats. His first love, though, is music. And boy, has he grown since starting off way back in 2006. Now with an album out, Starborn, and a list of accolades, a star has indeed been born.
I started singing way back, as far as my mom remembers, when I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And she remembers me singing to, I think it's Dion Warwick's song, one of Dion Warwick's songs.
Oh, you started gospel.
Yeah.
That's
so
what's up.
it was all gospel. And I used to sing in my mom's choir in church.
Oh, good.
I used to sing soprano.
Really?
Yes.
Can I hear that?
True.
All right.
I used to sing soprano in my mom's church choir. And I was like, I remember even winning, competitions in my mom's choir.
From gospel roots to going to Upper Hill High School, where he met other schoolmates who shared his passion for music. You'll be pleasantly surprised to know who.
Now, it's interesting how Upper Hill has so many musicians. Because fun enough, BN was my desk-mate.
No way.
Yes, in high school.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. He was my desk-mate.
And look at you now.
Chimano used to sit in front of the class there.
Okay.
Holy Joe. You guys, Chimano's a Holy Joe. And then Delvin was in another class. But we're in the same year. So yeah, there's that. And then that influence, obviously, that singing. We used to have a place called The Tank, and we used to perform there. So that influence and singing has led me to who I am today. And somehow I just knew that I was going to end up as a musician finally.
When did the fame start? And it seems like you're an all-rounder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the acting to the singing. Which would you say is your best? If you had to pick one.
I'm a better singer.
Really?
Yes, it's funny how people think, oh my God, I love you when you're acting.
Because I watched you in Sugar and you were pretty good.
I know it. I don't know. But it's really interesting how people will see. Some will want to see more of you on TV, and some will want to hear more of you on as a musician. I think the people who really, really love me singing are people who've seen me in this journey, who've seen me through the journey.
Makes sense.
So it's personal for them, but they want me to continue performing. Actors, it's because I entertain while I act. So I think for me the huge thing is that I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
So while I'm acting, I love the fact that it's telling stories. I love the fact that I take on a different character and I become someone else different. But at the end of the day, people will love me for doing that.
The musician broke out with a single that I could say addresses a real social issue and got tongues wagging.
Every second, every minute, every hour of that day, every day.
You know, it's interesting. Well, I was doing this show called Siri, and there was a time we were like 2 young people on set. So I said, it's funny we like using the word chips funga. Oh, I'm gonna chipo. Oh, I'm gonna chips funga. Oh, who's your chips funga? Do you have a chips funga? We had that joke all the time, but then we sat and I said, But think about it, Chipsunga is actually not a nice thing to do, because what you're doing is you're really messing up your relationships and your friends. You're really putting yourself at risk also of all these STDs and STIs and diseases and everything. And I said, well, and I was honestly speaking, this is how I really write my music. I was seated down and I was like, Chips Funga, Chips Funga, don't you understand? And I started writing and I wrote and I was tapping on the desk, and I remember telling my friend, I have a hit song. This will be the first song that I'm gonna, and I recorded the song.
It's the feeling that I get when she holds my hand. It's the feeling that I get, them super understand. It's the feeling that I get when I look into her eyes. I see my future, I see her future, I see our future. It's the feeling that I get that mesmerizes me. I'm addicted to you. It's the caffeine of love that you serve. I'm addicted to you, oh, I'm addicted.
The track Addicted is actually a very personal song about his ex-girlfriend.
Now, when I wrote Addicted, apart from the fact that I was in that relationship with her, she's called Nana, I always, like, sometimes when I was writing, I felt, I said, love is like an addiction. It's like you're addicted to some drug, but I cannot go and put in cocaine or heroin. And one of the reasons why I can't do that is because it's not personal. I don't know those things. I am not Rihanna. I can't go and lie and and be like, we found love in a hopeless place. But and that kind of a video, because that's not who I am. But I love tea. I love coffee. So the only way I can try and mix it up is try and find caffeine. And that's where it came. I'm addicted to you. It's a caffeine of love that you serve.
Sing for me something, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm addicted to you. It's the caffeine of love that you serve. I'm addicted to you. Oh, I'm addicted. It's addictive, yeah. So demanding, yeah. It's addictive, yeah. So demanding, yeah.
Four o'clock in the morning, before the dawning, before I'm yawning, yeah. My phone is ringing, people SMSing. Have you seen the blogs on a website, Facebook posts and Twitter? Somebody put you on a shooting spot, begging for your blood is going down. He say this and he say
So
that.
interesting how, like, like when people at work and they are telling Atoli to fight for their rights because they want a better future, and if they want pensions and they want NHF and SSF, and they want to first maintain themselves now so they can sustain themselves in future. Artists and, let's say, people in the entertainment world have the same struggle of what am I gonna be 10 years from today when nobody wants to hear my voice. Am I still gonna be relevant? Am I still going to be able to pay my bills? So I was telling people that for now that I'm here, and it's really also, and I remember that time that when I released the song, the one, and it was in January. The one thing about the time, and the reason for releasing it then,
We're all broke in January.
We're all broke, and it's so, and the reason, and I knew it's gonna capture people, because people are gonna realize that actually it's true. I might not be everything right now, but I am paying my dues. When I'm waking up in the morning, when I'm really working hard, when I am seeing my kids off to school, when I'm leaving the house and I don't know what's going to happen today, everybody, and especially now in Kenya, if you look at it, people struggling to just make it and make ends meet and just live barely. It's paying your dues. That no one can bring you down. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter who you are now. You are paying your dues, and that's the most important thing you need to remember in your life. You are paying your dues.
Thank you. This young man tells it like it is, and his honesty and authenticity can be felt in his music through and through. So his album is definitely worth checking out.
For the last, we are in 2014, for the last 12 years, since 2012, I got signed to Pine Creek Records, and I started on the journey of, I already had music, and I already started, experimenting with my songs, with my band. When I used to perform at a gig I used to organize called Paragasha. So I already had that, but I wanted to put my music so people could buy, they could get the music, they could listen to it any day, they could get inspired, they could have me in their homes, in their cars, in their ears. So the journey began in 2012, and I started writing my music. I started working with producers from Dili to Provoke to Kanyeria. But then it was cut short because I had to travel to Europe for 3 months.
Touring?
Yeah, I was touring. I was performing by a gig organized by the Kenya Tourism Board. And the whole idea was basically to sell Kenya through music and through dance and through theater, to sell Kenya, to to make people come to Kenya and see Kenya through that aspect.
Is the Kenya 50 thing?
That was way before, because I was in 2012, and the whole idea was it was more than just Kenya is more than just the usual arty animals and the big five and whatever.
Hey, hey, hey.
Starboy. Take the beat on the beat.
This is for
Lego.
Jesus.
It's Mr. CDA.
Not only your soul. Intercede. Oh, oh, oh. One day.
We'll make it.
One day.
No matter what them people tell you.
One day.
Me not tell you you will make it.
He has also done a few collabos, two notably gospel, with Mr. Seed One Day and with DK Kwenye Beat, Sari Sari.
The two gospel artists who I collaborated with, from DK Sari Sari to Mr. Seed One Day, they were quite clear why they wanted to collaborate with me, because of my voice. Like, it's not even, I don't wanna be arty, yeah. It was really because of the voice, and it's as humbling as it is glorifying. But then it's important for me also, and one of the things that I thank God for is that I've been able to tell people that I'm gonna do a gospel song and I'm gonna do a love song, and none of you is going to tell me that it's right or wrong, or that I can't. And the reason for that
will confuse your audience?
No, it doesn't confuse audience, because I make it clear for people that, listen, the voice that you hear or the person that you see, the Anto New Soul that is me, or the far that I have come, is because there's a God. And when I'm singing those songs, I'm really just telling God, thank you for giving me this voice.
Neo soul artists are usually mellow and laid back, especially when it comes to stage performances, but you should see Anto on stage. He takes high energy to a whole other level. And I've watched you perform on stage.
Yeah.
I think you are the one dancing from that corner to that corner. The antiques
When I'm on stage, people say I'm high.
Yes.
It's so, it's so funny. And all my friends know I have never, even in my life, once used any, even for jokes.
You do not use drugs.
Never. Like, even for jokes ways, let's
clarifying.
use this. Let's just use it. Let's get high.
No.
It's so
You
interesting.
get
But when
high
I'm
on
on
music.
stage,
Yeah.
I get on some high. I can't explain it. That even when I leave stage, like, I remember the gig that you came, you're watching me. When I left stage, because of doing just one song,
Yeah.
I have to be calmed down. I have to.
And you're still amped up.
Amped up. I have to really chill and hold myself. Actually, do this.
Oh, wow.
I do this and really hold myself, because the energy is just
Become
starting.
Sasha
Yeah.
Fierce on stage.
Yeah.
You have yours as well.
Antonio Sasha.
Antonio Sasha.
Sasha Fierce.
Every day. One day.
And as we named his alter ego, he told us about some of his key mentors that I couldn't agree with more.
Locally, my mentor has to be Dij. Dij is
Plans of coming back in
Dij. He knows. I know he's watching, because I've made him watch this show, this interview, and Dij, because Dij, he opened up a door for a lot of us who never thought it was possible for us to do that kind of music. Because the thing about, when still waters run deep, so the thing about when that's why people, a lot of people fear swimming pools. It's the fear of the unknown. When you're trying to put your foot in, so the cold, you get used to the cold. Yeah, you don't know how deep it is. You don't know if you can float. You literally don't know if that will be the difference between you living and dying. So when you do when he came out with Johari, with vintage Swahili, and songs like Johari La Zanzibar, aish, that album, it was.
I must go look for it.
You must go look for that album, Vintage Swahili. He literally told all of us that it's possible to live that dream. It's possible to do this kind of music, and you know what? Yeah, exactly. And everyone. Yeah, and there's locally there's still so many people. There's people like Neman Talel. She's so amazing. Her heart, she's beautiful. She's helped me grow as a person, not even as a musician, because the conversations that I've had with her are so mature. And she's even when we traveled with her to Europe for 3 months, I will never forget how she made me such a patient person. That I realize a lot. It's not about you. It's about other people. You cannot always put yourself first. You're not the only thing in the world, so you need to think about other people, and that's purpose.
And those are his inspirations. Don't they all just remind you of the great music we have coming from this side of the Sahara? And that is the rising star, Anto New Soul. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. As always, you can get me on Facebook and Twitter at KeepItKiss, #Grace. Plus, we have an Instagram account, so we can share some pictures at KeepItKiss. Until then, God bless and good night. And of course, a special thanks to Hemingways for allowing us to use their premises to film the show links and the profile segment.
Hey, I'm talking about our quality love, kind of love that I can't have. Talking about our quality love, kind of love not from the heart, sublime.